Yeah, guys, we got a huge game tonight, so we have the courtside show. It's been a long 2 weeks without talking Hawkeye hoops, but don't worry, just like Iowa shooters, I'm coming back. And what better way to make my return than Iowa versus Indiana? But before we get to all the Hoosier puns your heart can handle, it's been a pretty wild 2 weeks of Iowa basketball. We saw a game winner against Northwestern and then one more on the road at Rutgers. And we almost got another against Maryland. But this one has been a little more controversial than the others. With 7 seconds left, Jordan Bohannon attempted what would be the game-winning shot against the Terps, but this time Iowa wasn't as lucky. On that shot, Bohannon believed that he was fouled and that officiating was an issue the entire game, which prompted him to make these comments following the game.
I'm getting frustrated a little bit with officiating. As much as I hate to say, I think Cowan should have been fouled out in the first half. Honestly, the way he plays, every official I think knows that how he plays. You saw that towards the end of the game, how much he was fouling, and they call it. It's crazy to think about because I put my hand on him. It's a foul, but if he can ride me the entire game, and I get called for a ticky-tack foul in the first half that I didn't touch him. So it's just how it goes sometimes.
Sorry about those technical difficulties, but his frustrations didn't end after the game as he took to Twitter. Bohannon responded to a tweet that said Anthony Cowan had said he had all ball that final play and knew he wasn't going to foul, which Bohannon responded by calling it fake news. But Bohannon isn't the only Hawkeye still upset about that final play.
You know, I watched the last play. It's hard to watch the last play and not get a little bit upset. You know, obviously, everybody saw what happened.
But regardless of what you think happened on that final play, at this point, it really doesn't matter because Indiana is coming into Carver tonight, and they certainly aren't worrying about it. And it was just 2 weeks ago that Iowa was in Bloomington to face Indiana for the first time this season. Now, just for a little refresher, Iowa won that game 77-72, thanks to a monster 25-point performance from Jordan Bohannon. Now, I know that game was only 15 days ago, but this Iowa team says they are a very different team now than they were when Bohannon brought that ice storm to Bloomington.
I just think the games we've played, since then have given us more experience, especially for the young guys. We've played some tight games and have been in some unique situations that we've, done a good job of trying to get ourselves out of. So I just think the more experience that we have as a group is better for us always.
I think we're much more mature, and we've played a lot of tight games, so we've learned from those different experiences. And to be honest, we haven't played some of our best basketball, and we're still in these tight games with a chance to win them late game. And so that just shows a lot about how hard we've had to fight.
But Iowa, like Joe said, has had to fight really hard, but that's because they haven't been shooting very well. And that begs the question, what's up with Iowa's offense these past few games? Are the shooters just in a funk, or are the Hawks taking bad shots?
I think we're getting fine shots. I think good shooters missing shots. Some of those shots on Tuesday night that we usually make didn't fall, but I think they're going to fall tomorrow night.
I agree with both Connor and Joe on that one. There are definitely some questionable shots against Maryland, but I think it's more of Iowa kind of being in a hangover period right now. They were riding off some huge wins against Michigan and Indiana, and then had not one but 2 game winners. And the Hawks, they just got a little burnt out over a very good Maryland team. And I think, like Joe said, they're going to make some more shots tonight. This is the perfect game to eat some bread, drink some water, and get out of that hangover period. Because if you think Iowa's in a bit of a funk right now, you should take a look at Indiana. The Hoosiers have lost 4 straight and 11 out of their last 12 games. And you better believe that if Bobby Knight was still around, we would have seen several chairs thrown this season. So I'm taking the Hawks because simply Iowa is just a better team than Indiana is. And although Indiana has some big names on their roster like Romeo Langford, they just look a little lost right now. But tonight, it's blackout night in Carver, so fans dress accordingly. The game tips at 8 p.m., and we'll have highlights from that game and more right back here on Monday. Kinsey and Jacob, I'm going to shoot it back to you guys at the desk and try not to foul you.